Hello, and welcome back to the stream. I know it's been a while, especially since I've been on camera, but we are back in the bronze main. As you can see here in our chunk banker, we never did any of the Morytania chunk tasks at all. Not even the one, or at least if we have, we haven't focused on it and really documented anything, right? So I figure, as a little bonus content, we'll go ahead and start out re-unlocking Morytania one chunk at a time. Now we're going to use the vanilla chunker rules. Um, as you can see here, we have several things going on. So, in here, I have Port Phasmatys unlocked because that is my teleport hub, right? That's where literally anything outside of this ectophile and a Draken's medallion gets me anywhere. That's also how I get to my house. Because that saves me so many law runes that it is not even reasonable to consider the amount of it that has been saved. I've probably saved 40,000 law runes alone just getting that stupid crystal. It's nuts. So, if you ever have the ability to unlock Port Phasmatys, 10 out of 10 recommend the Eternal Teleport Crystal. Love that thing. And also being the only area in which I can access my house from, uh, it's going to remain unlocked. So I pre-completed the Port Phasmatys chunk tasks, uh, just because this is going to be more focused on what you can do inside of Morytania. Now we also do have the Grand Exchange, you can see here, because we're technically a main-based account, and I can teleport directly there using the usual standard challenge rules that we've set up before. Still spawn in Edgeville, but the only thing we're going to do there is either teleporting to Port Phasmatys or running into the Grand Exchange. We're not going to be living in Edgeville, skilling there, or doing anything meaningful. But in the typical main and bronze main fashion, obviously, when we need stuff, we will be allowed to hit the Grand Exchange and just kind of have a good time when we need to. But to complete chunk tasks, we are going to have to complete them in their chunk. So, because there's no tree located in the Grand Exchange, we gotta go do all the things you can do with a oak log, right? As well as chop an oak tree for it. So, let's go ahead and get started here in Port Phasmatys. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to trade our charter crew member. And we're going to get us a Tears Home. Where said Tears Home? It's beautiful. Anyway, on to the good stuff. So, our next thing we need to... Ooh, we need to craft molten glass. I forgot about that. One must not be retarded. Let's go ahead and... I'm pretty sure I have a glass blowing pipe. It'll never hurt to own another one. Let's get a soda ash and some seaweed. And let's see what we can do. So while I was goofing around for a little bit there, I kind of realized we hadn't really done any chunk-related goodies. Despite having chunk unlocks be a part of the process, right? So we're just gonna sort of fuck around with it. Oh wait, I think I need a bucket of sand, not just seaweed, if I'm using half of my brain today. Good old times. As you can see, this stuff will be a bit of a refresher course for things that we typically totally forget exist. And I believe it's just a bucket of sand and soda ash, so I don't need the seaweed for anything. Unless you can use seaweed to make soda ash. But let's go ahead. There we go. Now, I just need to craft molten glass, but I didn't even need to blow anything. We'll go ahead and make a light orb for a little crafting XP. Then we need to fist fight with a tortured soul. So, why don't we go ahead and run over there and grab that. And then we'll see how it goes. So anyway, like I said, we have not actually done any junk tasks, and I kind of figured, it'd be fun to do. A little side mission, if you will. And we're just gonna have to wait for this guy to eventually, someday, wander into our junk here. Well, I already fucked that up. Let's go ahead and get my ass kicked. That's how that's gonna go today, apparently. Yeah, Tortured Souls, fairly accurate for the level. Voila. Now, it doesn't track kills, but now we have it on stream. We've killed a Tortured Soul. Now, in my chunk rules, I have killing one of every creature you encounter, right? So I only ever need to kill a single mourner, a single rabbit, one tortured soul, a carnivorous chinchompa, all that good stuff. Now, we need to get our butts over to the Grand Exchange for the oak portion so that we can finish off that set of chunk tasks there. And I've completed the Prif Dennis related ones in preparation for this. One, just to make sure I got all the chunk stuff actually unlocked correctly and that things were tracking, as well as the goofy places you have to go post quests in order to grab like mourner's outfits if you didn't keep it or anything like that. Because where the game and the chunk picker assumes things exist, right? Like the mourner just outside of Pref no longer exists after the quest is done for some of the others. So, instead you have to go to the Temple of Light where the Dark Beasts are, right? Take the Slayer Ring, go to the Dark Beast teleport, and that is where you grab your mourner stuff from after Song of the Elves is done. So let us find our oak tree somewhere. Because allegedly. Let's see. It'd be just outside the GE walls. Or right there. wonder if that bonfire thing works. Yes, it does. I'll be good. Alright, so we've burnt all the logs. Need a knife. Buried in here somewhere. There. We need to make a oak shield. Builded our oak shield. So that. I realize I totally just freaking. What the hell you just. That's right. You can see tasks autocomplete, and that's the little music you've been hearing a bit in the background, right? As I totally forgot we were stuck on the chunk picker while I'm doing things like an idiot. But our tier's home, you can see right here, our oak guy. We burnt an oak log. We did the things. So we completed that. We completed that. Cats have located a little plastic cap, and we're going absolutely ham. And then, there we go. Now we've crafted that. We've done this. We've burnt our oak logs. We fletched an oak shield. 17 out of 17. It's time to pick our new Port Phasmatys Morytania chunk. Sir, let's proceed. That guy. That. Does that switch back over? Of course not. No, why would we do that? Ooh, does that mean I get to mess with this too? Let's do that. Well, let's nuke that real quick, as I just discovered a thing, and it is very smart. Is you have to not be a branded idiot. Source. That is totally not what I asked for. Oh, whatever. And lock that. Look at this. Move that. Whoa. There it is. Okay. So I had to set up a new scene in Streamlabs, right? Because I realized there was a better way to do the screen captures. And you have to not be dumb. So I tried to not be dumb and it kind of worked for like a whole 32 seconds. So we went ahead and completed our chunk tasks. And we have grabbed a new chunk just south of Port Phasmatys. So here we go. So as you can see here, I'm just going to run down here in game. And that on the fly, huh? Little think about it. It's debating really hard, but let's see if we just sound of that, maybe squeeze. Yes, whatever. It's just not working. Oh well. We'll mess with it another day. Let's see here. We need to unlock a chunk. So we're just gonna go ahead and go into our region locker. Put that in, and as you can see here, you typically just type in your chunk ID, and boom. We will reload, and we have a list of fun things to do. So, now we got that. We have view trees, so we need to do a few things. You can see here, just, oh yeah, but way better. We need to brew nettle tea. Need to make a yew shield. Burn some yew logs. We need to smelt the bronze bar. How does one? Hmm. Blah, blah, blah. The abandoned mine. Slugs. Rock golems. Not that good. Don't think there's any dwarves. Here comes rock slugs. We need to smelt one, which means something drops tin and copper. I think it is. Yeah. Zombies, no. Oh, is it the. It's the swamp crabs. The swamp crabs drop tin and copper. Okay. My favorite range training buddies. Right. Okay. So we got to kill swamp crabs in order to get the necessities for a bronze bar. Do a little yew chopification proclamation. That's supposed to happen. Oh, I might need to use that for that instead. All right. So, the chunk picker assumed we still had the starting items, right? And thus required that I invent a fucking bowl out of nowhere. Now, my question is, where is a water pump? Sorts. Sink. Well, we have a range, we have smelting. What do you say? Let's investigate. Oh, okay, so you can brew ale and things. Huh, okay. How the hell are we gonna brew a nettle tea? You know what? I have an idea. I have an idea. The boys are out in force today. All right. Do this thing somewhere. Oh, okay. Now the nettle tea makes more sense. It is asking for things outside because I said I had access to things outside. Too freaking shay game. Teleportation bullshit. Alright, there's a well in Frith and in the Grand Exchange chunk. Thus, you have access to water in the bowl, and therefore, use the bowl. I go outside our chunk and just go back to the ecto. Fuck this. I should go get the pants and use that teleport instead, but we're here. Okay, so fine. Should be able to use nettles on the bowl of water. Make nettle water. Use that on Okay. So brewed nettle tea. Alright. It was a tidbit of an adventure. Having to kind of piece that all together ever so gingerly. Let's do since the crabs are weak to range. I'll just take a short bow, some iron arrows, and do the thing. And someday remember the axe and eat a chop use. But apparently today is not that day. So, we've killed our swamp crab. Now we need to use this for the tin and copper that these apparently drop. And an axe. I guess that's good enough. Yes, 1 in 64 and 1 in 32 on the tin and copper drops. Okay. So this could be quite a few. Revelation Proclamation. In order to get our stuff. The kniff. He was like, a bronze bar? How the hell are we gonna get a bronze bar? Swamp crabs. I've trained on so many of these things in the past, especially on mobile. Between the two Morytania locked accounts, it's always taken some time, but with this, we're going to be here a wee while. I know, riveting content. I'll just kind of hope we get a little bit lucky. Well, we're going to get cold, though. Oh, that's the whole thing. We've already blown almost 20 arrows. So we'll do that. Can I get which one? That guy. Let's do that right quick. Save on the old ammunition. Also, greatly increase the rate in which we kill things. Old corrupted Bofa for the win. Love this weapon. Truly a utilitarian spoon. Especially on a main, you always corrupt them. You may not use them for a terribly long time, but 3,000 shards, and then you have unlimited ammo, especially if you have a max Slayer by the time you've got Bofa. You'll use a mountain of it. So, in my humble opinion, best in slot item. Pre Tebow, and especially since you can do um, like your fire cape. It makes a fire cape laughably easy. Uh, Grant you, it doesn't hit super hard compared to like a Tebow for the Major and Jad because of their insane freaking magic levels, but overall, you'll camp it throughout all of Fight Caves, even if you have a Tebow. It's the same DPS as a Tebow and everything except the Major and Jad, which it does a pretty fine job, especially in Full Crystal, um, dealing with Jad and the Major. So, very useful, great utility weapon for non-magic things. And with Dragon Arrows and the T-Bow on a non-magic target, they're very similar in terms of DPS. Even at 99 range, oftentimes the Bofa will outmatch the T-Bow on a low magic level thing. It will happily crush it against something that has a level 1 magic just simply because that's how the T-Bow scales. So, Bofa kicks that thing's ass all day, every day, in utilitarian ways. Now, it's just because most of the raids or whatever typically have a high magic level. That's why T-Bow's so useful, right? And ultimately, get you a Bofa. Best money you've ever spent. I've had mine for an entire year and clearly still use it anytime I really want to try to save ammunition. And I probably racked up 14 million XP just with the Bofa alone. So, I mean, I've used it a fair bit. So, Yeah, when you basically do a 99 off of a corrupted Bofa, you have absolutely gotten your money's worth. And if you're an iron and you still corrupt it, it's still going to be something you use forever for a ton of stuff. Amazing item they added to the game. It was the sole reason I ever went and did Song of the Elves. Would have probably ignored it until I. Where's the copper? Until I had figured out the Eternal Crystal Seed thing, right? And then put my house in craft so I have unlimited home teleports. Like I said, saves you a lot of runes, a lot of rune crafting. That's why my rune crafting level's been able to stay trash. I don't have to spend millions a month on runes in order just to teleport everywhere I typically would. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Alright, let's take 73 eternities. Chop down the yew tree with a bronze axe. Hell yeah, brother. Someday. Good enough for me. And we need a tinderbox. That's okay. You log that. Alright. And that it's chunk complete. So we've done all of our magical goodness. Someday I will not do that. Let's pick a chunk. Alright. Very limited goodness. Okay. I'll go here. So we go. The old black weapon. Hmm. Thing I can think of is there are leeches and bats. Maybe it's something that the feral vampires do. Oh, they drop a black X. Okay, so that's what. Okay, radio. It's a leech. So we can do our farming patch. So we literally just did those in this chunk. There's gonna be a lot of that music playing for a minute. Hmm. I know there were still feral vampires that would be violent. Well, we have a chunk. Let's see. 14,391. The farming chunk. Huzzah. So with that, as you can see, this is one of my usual farming areas. Stuck in tree hell. I don't like having to do that. I have noticed that sometimes in the game you get stuck in loops with the dead trees. So they'll either kill you or you teleport out. Now, outside here, they have an undid queue. Undid chicken. Bip and bip. We're just spending a lot of time picking chunks. I like it. Reconstrain's Castle has no task. It's a freebie. Well, the more you know. Later. You have to not be dumb. So we have 135. It should be. There we go. Now, according to this, there are 0 tasks. So let us do it again. Okay. Okay. I guess we're going to be spending a ton of time not doing anything. Uh, Well then. That requires level 92 Slayer. All of which we can't do. So, backlog. Once we get the once we get the 92 Slayer someday, we'll fuck around with that. Okie dokie. Figured there would have been more. We've achieved all that. This. All right. So that's going to be a whole list. Backlogging a Rexor, because we have a long time before we can do that. Now we have to go do the genocide of Canifis. Perfect. That would be a thing. Hmm. Well, okay. We have definitely already done that. Actions. Done that already many times. So, what do you Slayer Ministry? Well then, shall we go? Okay, now we've generated a bunch of chunks. We apparently generated a buttload of tasks. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on our list. Now, most of these other tasks we're gonna ignore, other than clearly massacre the world. We've done that before. Sync. Um, Now that's all synced up with what I can complete. We're gonna have a hell of a rack site backlog though. Let's go take this to. I never kept the solve graveyard one, did I? Yeah, but I got Carol. That'll work. Tag. Okay. Well, it says to kill them specifically. Chat, what do we think? Matter if we kill them as werewolves, or should we get out Wolfsbane and very slowly stab each one of them? Let's do this real quick. Alright. Lives on our list. Sure is. With these few extras, we should be able to manage Wolfbane. Hey. Oh, he still drops Wolf Buzz. That's interesting. Svetlana, also the nickname of the trusty sledgehammer. Yes, really, it doesn't matter. Turn on million. Equalize. Made much tab. So it's fun when you have to clear an entire town. I'll just complete them as I attack them so I can keep track of who's been got at least once. Saves me a lot of time. But we'll figure it out. Eventually, you'll have stabbed everyone in Canifis. Nothing says make friends quite like stabbing everyone in Canifis. Mm-hmm. Wait, we have a Morytania task. Cave Wars. Well then. Live. Ittered. Now I don't have him as somebody you can interact with because I'll often have used this bank. I accidentally attacked him when I meant to bank. Drives me nuts. Oh, I don't know. We've killed Mila. And Andrea. Definitely killed Lev. Joseph. as you have to hunt down every werewolf in Canifis. Eventually. Listen. Hmm. Galena and Xena and Lillian. Well, I don't see any more werewolves in my Canifis trunk. Lest I've been bamboozled. Mhm. Check, kill Rufus, done that, done that. Yeah, have one guy in the bank. I'm for sure, pretty sure I did a mirror. Maybe they're upstairs here. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, and then there's the second story of the bar. And that's where everyone else is hiding. Okay. This is how you swap Canifis to talk to only instead of murder. Um, Vexes. She was the first one I did. And last but not least. We've now massacred everyone in Canifis. Look at us go. Alright. Now that we've done all that, question is, how are we going to cook a shark if we can't fish a shark? That's fine. Anyway. So we need things and stuff. Okay. The gray stuff. Okay. I need to just buy out his shop effectively. Let's server. Gray tag, gray robe. Mm-hmm. Already have a pair, but why not have more than one? Leaf bladed spear. Mirror shield. I forgot it syncs to what I tag in the menu. What's tagged in automatically. We've done all of those. Got a boots. Slayer goods. Got that. Black key. Which wood? Green. There we go. I think those are all drops. I think the majority of them come from. Let's say. I want to say werewolves are the primary drops. Methinks. Just iconic over here. Right. Defense clearly on fill. Okay. Let's see here. Oh. Basically, we just need all the werewolf drops. Hmm. Services. Okay. Well, something. Irony, we massacre the whole town as humans, just turn around and do it as werewolves. Riveting content. This is where sometimes I think, just depending, YouTube is a little bit better platform for this process. But still, schemata. Handy, that is. Hmm, looks like this might take a while, but we have been chilling for about an hour and a half, so I think I am going to take a small break, and then I might kick in the stream a little bit later. Otherwise, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully, we'll see you in the next stream.